All right, greetings and salutations. Look, y'all, another episode of Fangs up here, and every once in a while I like to divert from the path, but we got a special guest today, and I'm gonna tell y'all about it. I've known him all my life. Amazing man, somebody I've looked to for guidance, questions ever since I was a child. So from church to manhood, he's always been a willing and listening ear. So we're gonna talk about him. Y'all recognize him. Some of y'all rattlers saw him at that first Orange Blossom Classic we had down there. He was on the field, but I ain't gonna tell on nobody. But you already know what's up. It's Fangs up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started. Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does! And that might be the knockout punch.
Alrighty, family. Now look, this is me putting on my NAA supportive hat, Rattler Booster hat. But we have a special guest today, a man who I don't know if he really needs introductions. Man's been a FAMU striker, one of the founders of the Strikers. FSU. Man's really done all kind of things across the city of Tallahassee and the state of Florida, worldwide. Now you affectionately know him as Goo, but I know him as Mr. Hitting Battle. I also know him as Goo as well, though. So what's up, Goo?
I'm good, Keith. How are you this evening, my brother?
I am well, man. And look, this show is dedicated to you and what you're doing. Because every once in a while, I like to kind of go off the beaten path. And I saw we got a festival coming up, Harambe Festival coming up on Saturday. And I saw on your social media page, I said, wait, Goo gonna be up there doing something? I said, oh yeah. We got to talk about Goo. This is more important than this sports basketball team and all this other stuff. So could you tell us about yourself though, sir? Just tell us a little about your story.
All right, well, I'll give you a little bit of background. Like I say, first name is Hinton, last name is Battle. So there is about 20% of people who know me, that's my name. Everybody knows about Goo, as we're saying. So growing up, if you grew up, if anybody calls me this, that means they grew up with me. So Goo. And my mama gave me that name. After I got to college, they cut it off to Goo for various reasons. I'll tell you about that one day on the side note. But born and raised in Fort Myers. So came through Fort Myers, only child. My mom was an educator. I lost my dad. My dad got killed when I was 8. I had an uncle who was a younger brother, ended up being a successful contractor, became a multimillionaire in 33. I worked under my uncle with no pay. I'm still trying to get with some of my lawyer friends, see if I can get that back pay from all them years. My uncle was a big developer, one of the top in the Southeast at the time. We built up areas like Cape Coral, Naples, Lehigh, Markley, Clewiston, Palm Beach, Sarasota, Northport. I mean, he was on, bro. And then from there, we got into road construction, and I took over a lot of that project. So I handled a road construction project from Miami to Weehawken for 2.5, almost 3 years. So, like I said, my mom wasn't happy about that because she wanted me to go right off to school. But as you can tell now, knowing me, just always been business. And so went to community college for a semester, withdrew, and really handling this project because we were doing everything. I was handling guardrail, seed and sod, striping, trucking, fencing, everything. And, just turning 19. So I had 3 younger cousins that were behind me. So I made sure they went off and went to school. One went to play at UM, defensive back. One went to South Carolina, and the other one went to Florida State. And so I spent more time with the one at Florida State, and so I got to Tallahassee. So, yes. Besides that, like I say, school, doing well at both of the schools. I've done a lot and still will do a lot at FAMU and at Florida State, and also in the Tallahassee community. Project that we're talking about now is my feeding program. Project Goo is a non-for-profit 501c3 and stands for Giving Opportunity to Others. One of my mentees from Fort Lauderdale, who's still been with me since the time, he actually came up with acronyms because he said, I'm always doing stuff for people, giving them an opportunity of this and that and whatever else. and I appreciated that. So this, Keith, to tell you how a little bit of this, I'll get into that when you want to know that. I'll tell you how that all got started. So that's a little bit of background about me and a little bit about Project Goo.
Okay, and y'all can see in the background there's his acronym where it says Goo, giving opportunities to others, and he's definitely done that. As I mentioned, I've known him probably longer than he would want me to tell y'all
You can
on the
tell
show.
it. I'm okay with it. You can tell it.
But he's truly been one of those who's been given opportunities, whether it was in college. If Goo got on, he tried to put you on, and he always would try to lead you the right way. And if you don't want to go the right way, I'll leave it to you. I'll let you find out.
Yep.
But I'm gonna tell you the right way. And so
That's
he's
for
always
sure.
been that guy.
Mhm. You went out on me. I can't hear you. It's showing you muted.
Unmuted. There we go.
Yeah. All right.
That's what you're trying to do, right? That's look, old folks used to say the devil trying to stop you from doing the right thing.
Yeah. Yes.
I
Yes.
was trying to do some foolishness.
Mhm.
But no, as stated, man, Goo has been there for a mighty long time. So I can attest he has truly been a person who's sought to do good and not always sought to get glory. So, he is very much deserving. So how long have you been doing this Project Goo and events like this? Because this ain't my first time seeing you doing it.
Right. You've been there. It's 16 years now. 16 years going to 17. So 16 years. How it all came about, that uncle I was telling you about, my uncle, man. One thing I can say about him, man, he fought for the community. He did a whole lot of stuff. He did a lot of projects. He would try to change and give to people. And the people had a problem with my uncle because he was so successful. My uncle, when he finally built his third house, a dream house, and this was 1982. This man built a 10,000 square foot house, pool, jacuzzi, basketball court. He had a guest house on the side, which was like 2,000 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a game room and a putt-putt golf in his front yard. But he built it in the neighborhood, and people were mad. Should have built it down there on the beach, 4 Mile Beach, or built it in Sanibel. He said, I ain't grow up over there. I grew up here. And I used to tell my uncle, I said, let me tell you something. I ain't doing it. He's my what? I say, when I be doing some stuff, I ain't trying to. They be fighting you too hard. My uncle say, look, let me tell you 2 things in life. He said, number 1, he said, when you know, you teach, and when you have, you give. I say, not me. And boy, look at him. That's what I've been doing for 18 years. But always just a community service in background. So a lot of my friends, as you know, played ball after me at Florida State, went off to the league and became successful. I would work with them when they got to the league. And so I would help them put together their non-for-profits and projects. So I would do the ideas. So I would help them. So after I did theirs for so long, I said, you know what? I need to do mine. And as you know, it started over at NIMS Middle School when I was a business partner over there. Ms. Palmer got me started. I went from there, moved it to the Civic Center, went from the Civic Center, eventually then it moved to the pavilion over there in the back. We ended up coming with drive-through 2 years before COVID. And then after COVID hit, we did a drive-through. Then we moved it to the fairground. So we moved to the fairgrounds. We've been at the fairgrounds now. And then 1 year last year, we had to do it behind bond, but we've been doing it at the fairgrounds and been going. That's kind of how that got started on that one. And then the expansion, and I'll get back to that, but the expansion happened because all the time my friends were like, man, we need to do this here. We need to do that there. And so since I had, a good relationship with a variety of folks, I started mapping it out. And so that's how we've got to the 10 cities. So the goal is to do 100,000 people a year, every year, to do 1 million people in 10 years. So that's for the feeding part. So there's some other parts that we'll talk about too that's being added. But those at 8 in Florida, Tallahassee, Jax, Orlando, West Palm, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Fort Myers, Tampa, St. Pete, Atlanta, and Charlotte, North Carolina.
And you can see right here, 10 cities, one mission, feed 100,000 people. And look, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Look, I knew how to get my info. And one thing I love about Goo is he's up front. Always has been. And so his right hand knows what the left hand is doing. And so he's gonna put it out there so you can see. Now, he may not always look for the attention and the glory, but you can see where he's trying to do the right thing in the community, and he's consistent. That's one thing I love about Goo. Like, Goo consistent. Ever since I can attest from childhood to adulthood, when Hinton Battle say he's gonna do something, even if it hurt, he gonna do it. Yep. And it's like, well, why? You came out your own pocket for this. And he said, because I said I was gonna do it. And that was it. That was the end of the conversation. He's gonna do whatever. So with this, Goo said he's gonna do it. You can take it to the bank. And for this one here, you're gonna be able to see, and we're gonna come back to it. We're gonna mention it twice.
Okay.
But right here is at the Harambe Festival, FAMU Harambe Festival, February the 24th, Cascades Park, 11 a.m. is the start time. And you can see, look, again, he's consistent. He's done this for Thanksgiving. What other holidays? Chroma.
Yeah, we did Thanksgiving and Christmas for a long time, and that's what we did. So when I tried to do the 10 cities, it's me. So what I did, I wanted to do all 10 of them at the same time. And my team was hot with me. I said, look, we're going to do this. So we end up doing 5 at the same time. Because what happened was the last hurricane that came down and hit Miami and hit Fort Myers first. All of them, we get so many of them. I can't remember which one came through this last year, came through and tore up there and came up through Tallahassee. And I said, well, dog, if that one's coming on through, there's another one going to come late. And the other one came up Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and then went all up to Jacksonville. I said, well, dang, messing up all my cities. So we, like I said, we did Tally. We did a little bit of Tampa. So Orlando, but we went behind it. So I moved it down, got one of my old teammates to do down in Homestead. His sister was a assistant principal at a school down there. We did that one. We did Atlanta, and we did up in Charlotte. But yeah, man. So, but they say, no, we ain't doing all in one day no more. We're going to spread it out over time. So we spread it out over the year now. So we've got, like I say, kickoff on this one. A couple of them in March. Most of them will be in the summertime because it's at a rough time when people really need something. Then fall, and then we've got like 3 in November. So yeah, that's how that happened. Yeah.
And one of the things I love about Goo, he has attention to detail. Like, one of the things, one of the guys was messing with me like, who taught you how to tie a tie? And I was like, a lot of men. And this is one of them, because he saw me as a kid kind of struggling. Was like, come on, and he got me to where I can get it. I can tie a bow tie now.
Okay, then. I see you.
But it's attention to detail. And I love the fact that you mentioned I do this during the summer, because as a teacher now, I know a lot of my kids don't have food during the summer. And so even as a dean, I make sure at the end of the day, sometimes I carry extra lunches, and, my kids, I know, hey, kind of come through. But it's that attention to detail that is uncommon. And he's like that with everything. Like, if he's running an event, Goo ain't tell y'all he's a national championship winning coach. He ain't tell you that. But when TCC won that championship, Goo was on the coaching staff. And again, not attention seeking, but an accomplished brother that is dutiful, and who you can see even in here is continuing to serve his community, loves his community, and man of faith and family man, good family man. Look, I tell you, one thing, that you ain't play by his girls, he ain't play by his boy like that. Goo fight you by his kids.
Now I fight you about my grandkids now. So kids ain't so much no more. My grandkids, yeah, them ones I fight you about now. Yeah.
Okay. So It's a good dude, man, right here, man. So, and just to kind of show and look, I ain't gonna lie, I had to take one picture out because he caught me and it had a picture Sister Sanders in there, and I was like, oh Lord, I almost
Yeah.
cried, and I was
I
like, oh
mean
shoot,
that's been one with me
yeah,
every year. Her and dog, I just talked to her
Sister
yesterday.
Dickie,
Just Sister Dickie.
yeah,
Them two with me every year. And so when I got that call, man, I just
yeah. Yeah, man. That picture hit me different. I said, yeah, I can't put that one on. I saved it on my phone for me, on the computer for me, but I was like, I couldn't do that one. But you can see he includes the football players in this, and I believe you've included Florida State players as well in the past.
yeah,
But
done them in the past. And recently I've been doing uh with FAMU players. You know, I've been knowing Coach Simmons since he was in high school. Uh when my other friends were coaching him in high school and things of that nature. And actually the team's supposed to give me a few players this year because the head coach is one of my mentees.
look at that work. I ain't gonna say what y'all. Well, I'm gonna go on and say, look at God.
But yeah, good coach, good kid. He's always been. So yeah, so whatever I can do, always, I've been doing for FAMU. But if I can do other stuff, initially outside to let people know, hey, yeah, FAMU's a winner on the field, but these boys doing a variety of other stuff too all the time. So yeah, I'm big about that.
And you can see it. And again, attention to detail. Look, if you never had to put together these lunches and stuff for individuals, it's nothing worse than when you got a bunch of unorganized people that don't understand it. It take about 3 good 4 people that figure out and get that streamline going, and then all of a sudden you can move the lines, you can get it quick. And we did a church drive for where I go down here in Orlando, South Side, and they were like, "Oh, you've done this before," and I was like, "I can't tell y'all." I've been trained well. And this is one of the people who has helped train me for doing these kind of things. But so how can people support you and your initiatives, Goo?
Well, what we've done and what we'll have again on the website, um, we have two aspects. People can go on there and click if they want to volunteer in a particular area and contact. That's on there. So for volunteers, uh, down.
There it is.
You know what I mean? So they'll be able to contact, talk about the area, where they at, that way they can do the volunteer.
And he got a real website. I ain't look. I was like, dang, Goo ain't playing with y'all.
And so the donate button is there, but it's being connected, so it won't go all through. But the donate button to be able to there, people can go through and get it, and it'll go to necessary. We were able to, the company I use, we're updating some more stuff, but we were able to do when like I say, the storm hit Fort Myers, Sanibel, and down there, all my area. I switched it up and actually just end up adding on to my stuff. So, we did water because they were out of station water. We had water, we said dry goods, you know what I mean? And so a lot of times is what I tell people, and people are like, well, how are you able to do in other cities? Well, I got relationships with folks, but if I've got other friends who's already been doing something, I bring the engine and just partner with them. It's easy to work with folks, you know what I mean? Don't try to reinvent the wheel, I'll come in with resources, people, trying to grow in this funding, but yeah, that's a whole piece. So on that site, volunteers, they can go in and sign up, or at the first of the month, the update will be for the donation part of the site. They can go right and just donate. Yeah.
And for those who aren't sure, it's projectgoo.com. That is the website. And look, it's a nice website. And for those who have not done web design or not had to design their own website, this is the labor of love, and this ain't free. And you can see, look, I told y'all, Goo has a very high attention to detail. Website, it looked good, and it has his logo's colors throughout the website. I picked that up quick. I'm like, oh, I see the orange, I see the black, I kind of see that. Look, I told y'all, like, Goo ain't playing with y'all.
We got if you go and look on the pictures, go to I think events. Look at some of the pictures real quick.
Absolutely. And we'll pull it back up so y'all can see. You can see the feeding 100K.
Scroll down, go down to go back up. Like right there, the one. I'm sorry, that one to the left. You saw a bunch
With
of
the Atlanta.
yeah, Atlanta one.
Okay. You can
No,
see like
that's Homestead right there.
that's Homestead.
No, that's Tallahassee.
Let's see.
Where is that one? I just saw it. Yeah, that's Tallahassee with some good greens he had.
Look,
That's still Tallahassee. Yeah. What happened to the shot? We just looking at it. Nope, that's Homestead again.
let's see.
Where was it?
Not this one right here, is it?
No, that's a special thing we did for Easter. We end up doing coloring books and writing books for kids on top of that, and also food that we did up there in Atlanta. But I was trying to show you one of the pictures where we got. No, that's up. That's there now. God, I know you looking at it, so I ain't gonna go let you click at it. But you just had it. I don't know where it went. So go back to there we go. Yeah, I was like, I know I just saw the picture.
There we go.
You know, just like a lot of things and everywhere we have it that, everybody looks the part too. So have the shirt design, you know what I mean? Because a visual or one unit really looks good to folks and people really understand that. So yeah, it's important,
And you can see the food lines. This is one of the things I've always been impressed with, and I ain't gonna lie. When we did ours, we stole this idea, Goo. we started doing the bags, and I was like, "Hey, y'all, let's run them." And we literally stole the idea. He has folks in car lines, and the car lines are moving. And one of the things, they will run out of food.
Yep.
Because these people know, and they show up.
And that's why we had to change it. So back in the day, I would do like from 11 to 2, right? After a couple of years, dude said, look here, it's 11. You don't put another time. It's till it's gone. So it's going to be gone quick. So people going to be, your cousin sliding there at 1:30, they're going to get something and it's gone. So they're like, don't make that mistake. Just start time and it's gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's not uncommon for at an hour. And it's not for lack of supplies. These are, fairly common and popular events. Like I said, Goo runs his stuff and he does it consistently. So one thing about when something's consistent, people know it's going to be there and they know this brother's consistent. So how can we participate, or how can individuals choose to participate in this event?
Well, I'll tell you what, in your area, we're going to be doing something because it's conjunction with one of my other mentees down there. We haven't got the location and the date, but it's going to be a summertime on that one. I've got the schedule, but we haven't done. I want to follow back up with you. That way we can share that, or talk about it again, particular location about some stuff, because I've got a lot of good people down there that really want to help out. So I got that. That way, if people who want to support come out, or send people, or just, get the information out. But always, if someone can donate, and I be telling folks, look, how much you want? I say, look, $10, $20 for me all day. I said, $20 will do me well enough to do on the. That's all, man. I said, that's up to you. I just told you what, I'll take, and so I had to learn that, Keith, up until 4.5 years ago, I wouldn't take no money. And people ask, wait a minute, you doing that fee and you ain't? I say, because it was two parts. Initially, when I was rolling through, just talking to a few of my folks who I know got my ball player, got money, hey, $250, $300. Okay, I'm gonna get it to you. They ain't get it to me. Somebody else said they didn't get it. So I'm the type, look, if I'm supporting something you got, whatever else, if I'm gonna do it, I say, okay, I'm gonna do it. If I'm not gonna do it, I'm not gonna do it. See, when you tell me you're gonna do it, you don't do it. See, that's another side of me you don't like. So, you know what I mean? Because the cause is what it's for. I didn't tell you I need to pay a light bill. You know what I'm saying? But, this is what the cause is for. And it's a tax deduction for you too anyway. But you see the cause. Make an impact on somebody's life. That's why I have that saying: do what you can. That's it. Do what you can. So,
And I'm gonna put it back up here so other folks can see it one more time. So this is, and I'm gonna make it give you the pretty version so you can see it nice. So at the Harambe Festival, FAMU Harambe food giveaway is part of the Harambe Festival, which is an entire day of events, music, all celebrating Black culture, and you got Goo over here saying, charging to not rock back to his community. So, what you have going on that you can tell us about that are upcoming?
a couple of other more upcoming events that we'll be doing. There is two other portions to Project Goo that's going to be expanded, and then I'll tell you about one of the bigger pieces. So I'm giving this to you exclusive because it ain't been released to nobody. Okay. So one thing about Project Goo, the other aspect, we have entrepreneurship development, but the two other aspects that we're going in strong is it's a struggle, but I'm pushing well enough. So we're trying to work on giving away a home in each city a year for the next 10 years. That's one. And number two, strengthening that scholarship giveaway, as you were saying, doing stuff like I did on the field, things in that nature about getting some more spread out in those particular areas too. So those are two major other parts of Project Goo that's growing strong for 2024 and beyond. The last thing, like I say, another exclusive is telling you about, you know, you one of those people, I'm one of those people, a few other people on it be some of those people, even inside the alumni association, you got go-to people. And with go-to people call you about everything. I get calls from kids in school, kids in trouble, kid that broke down. They trying to get a job. Somebody need to know about getting a house. They need an electrician. It's a variety. And a lot of us do have those resources or we know the person over. Well, for years, I've been putting this project together and I finally finished it. And it's not a unique name because some other people have it dealing with their process, but it's called The Village. And the reason why I made it more of the village, not only the context of, us being the village, but with my two schools, I wouldn't have no problem if I called it something else. So the village can go along with that group and the village can go along with this group. We still the village, what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
So to keep that going. And with that, there's going to be 4 areas of the concentration. One, we're going to continue the feeding program. Okay. So that way people get involved doing whatever else. 2, come up with a project that's called ERA, Emergency Response Assistance. Another one of my business I had for years dealing with disaster management. Okay. Worked on Katrina, worked on Andrew, worked on Wilma, doing a lot of stuff. I know we all know the government's a little slow about stuff. Okay. So there's special need. Okay. It can be from people in Jackson, Mississippi needing water, to people in Quincy. When Micah come through, you had power for 2 weeks, Okay. So that emergency, or some as you call me and say, "Go look, got one of my little cousins. They car and broke down up there. You got a good mechanic, that they need to see." I'm like, okay, I got one that we can get set up. Or you might have a cousin that was traveling and broke down. Also, they need a mechanic, but also they needed somewhere to stay. Oh, we can get this hotel room for the night at such and such. Got this all set up with the managers. We pay a little amount, get it. They can get their car taken care of. We can go. Jobs, anything else, a whole relationship. So that's ERA. I'm giving the Cliff version. The third one is enrichment. Enrichment is just like you. I can be to the part where, look, I need a job down there in the school system. Okay, the position that you guys like, okay, all right, well, over here at Jones, I got Teresa such and such, Contact Teresa, she put in, you sent her, you sent me, it's like, okay. So that's a standard from that, from a job to developments to whatever may take place, you know. And like I said, and then the fourth part all the way is back to overall home ownership, which grows to communal ownership. And so those are the four of the start off areas that the village will deal with in those same cities that I have already lined up. I got my relationship to build it out from there. And then we can fill in the gaps accordingly, adding other cities. Come back and add a Sarasota. Come back and add a Kissimmee, or add a Daytona, you know, or a Sanford, you know what I mean? Come back and add a Lake City, you know what I mean? So it will grow out from that aspect. But I've got the internal stuff. I've got the network thing set up for everything that needs to get done, ties everybody in, secure about everybody's information. But the whole thing I want to do, so you understand, that's the same thing we need to do with the alumni associations. That's the same thing we need to do with the boosters. It's called leveraging. When we can leverage the power of who we are, we can make things happen. And that's just where this one is, you know what I mean? Because I've got a schematic to say this is how many people we have, this is their education, these are the type of jobs they have, this is our average income, our value is this amount. And so when I go to these other groups, these other organizations, when I go to Marriott or Hilton, I say, look, we need special rates because we're part of this platform. Well, I'm getting that rate now because I get a special rate with my son, so I need some lower than that. When we need, you know, whatever it may be, we'll have a strong access because we've got that power. We're not leveraging that power as a whole. So I don't want to be the only one having the access to this. I just trying to build this group so we can do it because it's going to be needed sooner than later.
And you're definitely right about that. That's one of the things I love. And one of the things, Goo's also raised entrepreneurs. I've tried to get one of his proteges on here a few times, and maybe you could poke Jason a little harder because he's also bashful. I be trying. I'm like, man, you doing this event? You doing that event? Come on the show, talk about it. He's like, man, you know, push him, Goo. I'm trying to help him.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. He's gonna have to be on with somebody talking with him right then. Okay. He ain't gonna do it by himself. No, he ain't. Okay.
Look, I'm trying because Jason throws amazing events, and he learns from the best. Like I believe he sat at the feet of Goo and just learned.
I know.
And just continue doing it. But y'all can see like Goo has been steadfast and consistent with his work, and he has been a molder of men. You know, I can definitely say, you know, I can count my father figures on two hands, and Goo is definitely one of the ones I continuously say that he is up there on that in that group of 10 that all right, I'm about to do something stupid. What would Goo do? and what would Goo say when I tell him about this? Yeah, let me sit my butt down. And so, you know, someone I highly respect. And are you going to be here in Central Florida anytime soon?
Yeah, I'm coming down. I'll be there in March for that. I might come. I will be there in March. I know I'll be there in March, the 22nd through the 24th. So I'll be down there then. Yeah. And
you had the music festival. I told y'all, my friend Jason learned for the best. Look, Goo's a hustler. And Goo's a worker, but he is definitely going to be a part of the group that's going to be putting on this event. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss it myself because of prior engagement, prior activity. But in the future, look, I definitely got a group of friends that I think would love to support Goo and his mission and some of the things here in the Orlando area. And, you know, I work at a school, so I mean, yeah, I can definitely talk to my principal.
It's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I had to get back with you because of stuff to do in the school. I've been dealing with a few of my friends that are principals at some of the middle schools and high schools on this other project. But you know, I'm always here to help my brother, whatever ideas, thoughts, or whatever else. I got some of my friends now who work in the school system, who kids are at FAM. They didn't hit me up. It's my son's phone number. Let him know you coming to pick him up. He volunteered. My daughter, tell her and her friends need to be, you know what I mean? So yeah, so that's that camaraderie that we try to teach them, that that relationship build out that we have is so much. So it's strong. It's strong. So
It's strong, man. Well, Goo, I'm not gonna hold you for too long, and I thoroughly appreciate you. Look, you know you are always welcome on the show. Anytime you are doing something, you need to publicize it, let people know. Come on, Fangs Up, talk about it, and myself, everybody at HBCU Digital Network, we always gonna welcome you on here.
Okay, I sure appreciate that, my brother. Thank you, and thank you again. Keep doing what you're doing. I miss you in Atlanta.
You did.
I miss you in Atlanta. I'm like,
and I was up there. I was everywhere.
I know, and I pass you every time. Every time I see somebody on time, I was like, I was just there. I was just there. So yeah, I miss you in Atlanta. And that was the only game I got a chance to attend all year. I was so busy. I did one FSU game, and that was the only FAMU game I did. I only got one of each. So it's gonna be the same way again this year.
Well, look, you got to let me know which game it is. I can come down and get a photo with the legend. That first OVC, I was over there. I was like, "They gonna go, Jonathan. You see Goo?" Like we was in the stands, and he was like, "What, Goo on the sideline?" I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "Man."
Yeah.
Told my mom everything. Mom, I saw Goo on the sideline.
And I saw her recently. We saw each other at an event somewhere that I ran into her. Yeah. So always
tired and loving it, man.
Yeah, definitely. So once again, my brother, I am honored. I appreciate it. And I'll follow up with you because you want some content on some good stuff. You can give me and my partner on here. We got some stuff to give you. You know what I mean? Because like I said, there's a lot of, as you said, don't talk about it. There's a lot of stuff that I've done and put together nationally that people see, that have seen. You know what I mean? Didn't know it was me, but that's the way it is.
This man is connected. Was it Ben Crump?
Okay. Everything that was about the Floyd family and that setup, it was all me and my team.
Yeah. And Goo's not gonna tell you this. If you watch that Ben Crump documentary, Goo is actually in part of the documentary. I'm gonna let y'all watch it and look for him. When I was looking, I was like, "Mom, you saw Goo in the documentary?" She's like, "Yeah, I saw. I thought I was waiting on you to tell me." So humble brother, and a good man, So, and one of the things that I'm always about is giving somebody their flowers while they can still smell them. And Goo, I love you, man. I appreciate everything you've ever done for me, and I'm looking forward to seeing this come to fruition and this be another successful event.
Thank you, my brother. All right, and I'll update you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one, all. Appreciate you, my brother.
All right.
All right, then.
All right, good people. Man, look, support the Harambe Festival, support Mr. Hinton Battle and Project Goo. And as always, y'all, this will be Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started. Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Dorsey, have it!